car. God, stupid sons of bitches.
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, it was our fault. We made a mistake. Spotter said it was clear. I wasn't clear, and, I didn't want to tear my car up, tear his car up either. I respect everybody, and I demand respect. And, I apologized to the guy when he came over the car, explained to him what happened. And then he took it to another level when he started calling me an idiot and whatever else. And I don't appreciate that. I'm not going to take it. I told him how I felt. I called him out. He didn't show. And so, I'm good with it if he's good with it, but I'm not going to be disrespected by no means.
Yeah, I guess I had a dinner date at Applebee's last night that I didn't find out about until it was too late. It's a shame. Love their riblets and boneless wings, but...
All right, folks. Welcome back to this... God damn it. Cut that out. That was awful.
Cut it out.
Keep rolling.
You cut it out.
All right, folks. Welcome back to Applebee's. It's your On Time for Once racing podcast.
True.
I am your host, Brien, and with me are the other hosts, Ashley and Rob. Folks, how we doing this week?
I'm doing good, and we got a birthday girl at the table here. We're going to have a chocolate meltdown on the way to the table with some sparklers on the top.
What?
I almost called this a birthday girl podcast, but I didn't want to bring the mood down.
When we get sued, that's going to be a great name to change it to, though. The Birthday Girls.
The Birthday Girls. The Birthday Girls Racecast.
Yeah. How are you doing, Truelove? I know you're not big on birthdays, but...
No, I'm here. Older and wiser.
Old Methuselah over here. We've talked a lot about you guys haven't heard this yet because obviously we just hit record, but we talked a lot about the Bible so far, so that's where we're at here at this Applebee's.
Having Ty Gibbs Bible study hour.
It's true. You just feel the spirit of his little tail wrapping around the center post of the table down here. So we're gonna have to switch booths, but big racing weekend, guys, huh? What'd you guys think?
I watched less of it. Yeah, I watched less of it than I probably should have, but it was a weekend. Stuff happened.
It sure did.
I don't know where to begin. Do we begin with Indy? Let's get Indy and F1 out of the way because I didn't really watch any of that at all.
I didn't watch any IndyCar because it all came on during
it's the same time, and Iowa was one of my favorite races of the year, but I couldn't catch the Saturday race. I forgot it was on Saturday, to be honest with you, at the time that it was on. And then the Sunday race is on at the exact same time. But I guess Joseph Newgarden just whooped their asses, completely whooped their asses, bitched about lap traffic and whooped their asses. But looks like they've done a lot of work at that facility. And, this is primarily a NASCAR podcast. And fuck, I'd like to see the Cup Series go to Iowa. What a cool little track that is.
Yeah.
But, I don't think I've ever watched a race from it, so
really,
I'll take your word. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch.
A good show.
What else runs there other than
not even the Xfinity stuff? You never watched that?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I've watched that. I just haven't. I guess I didn't put two and two together there.
It's been a few years, and they've been running the doubleheader with just Indy there for a while. And I think ARCA was it was trucks, wasn't it? That was like sort of the.
Maybe
one of those weird IndyCar truck pairing. I have no fucking clue, but it's a cool track. It's a really great looking facility. Hy-Vee, I believe, is the people who are sponsoring the event, and they spent a shit ton of money on some suites and extra buildings and all that sort of thing. And the track just looks fucking cool. And yeah, I would love to see a Cup race at that place.
Who knows? I mean, with all these potential schedule changes happening, maybe it'll happen someday.
Can they build a street course in the middle of it is the real question. That's what NASCAR wants to know.
I think the location is the hard sell there.
Yeah, in the middle of Iowa.
Yeah.
F1, there's nothing to talk about there. Not even a point. Just another fucking win.
That trophy getting broken was the highlight of that.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
I missed
Norris
that.
smashing Max Verstappen's trophy on accident.
It's a fucking $40,000 trophy that takes 6 months to make.
Yeah, Mama's fucking pottery project from the...
I swear to God, they showed that thing in the pre-race, and I thought it was an urn sitting there. Like, someone had passed away, and they were, like, paying their respects to them before the race. But no, it was the trophy.
That's the trophy. The most Hungarian-looking thing I've ever seen in my life. But I'm sure they'll make it. Apparently, I think it costs $40,000 to replace, which I think is less than a lot of those other F1 trophies. And at least it's not made with blood money like some of the other trophies on the F1 calendar. So, or maybe it is. Who knows? Who knows?
I'm gonna say it is.
It's filled with the blood of child slaves or whatever the fuck. So, no ethical
Imagine
consumption.
The thing smashed and just blood splattered all over.
Fucking sick. I might watch F1 a little bit more if that happened, but yeah.
And then there was Saturday, which turned out to be a triple header because ARCA got rained out. But thankfully, that was really, at least on the NASCAR side of things, the only real rain that happened all weekend. Finally, a fucking dry weekend at the track.
Did anyone watch the ARCA race? Wake up at 8:30?
I did. I woke up at 8:30.
You did?
Yeah.
Happy
I'm
fucking
committed.
birthday.
I am. I mean, I regretted it after I did it because, God, it was a terrible race, but...
I did not watch the ARCA race. This is great. It's like, yeah, we're a NASCAR podcast. Didn't watch a fucking minute of any of this.
Well, let me break it to you. My Saturday, I didn't watch fucking shit, really, other than maybe a few minutes of Xfinity, because I was buying a carload of racing crap all morning. So ooh. I was nowhere to be found in front of the TV. It was too nice of a day. There were bikes to ride. There was stuff to buy. Yeah. Couldn't do it.
And Pocono, I feel like Pocono gets a bad rep.
It does.
It actually does put on a good show, and we saw a few of them this weekend. Again, I didn't watch the truck race either, so we'll just go ahead and scratch that one off the old discussion list here. But I thought the Xfinity race was good.
Huge wreck that Carson Hocevar caused.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's something to talk about.
Back to his old ways.
Hell yeah.
And good old Parker Kligerman acting like a disappointed dad. Like, you're better than that. Yeah. That was his response. He wasn't mad. Just, you're better than that.
I'm going to have to Google that shit.
He wasn't mad. He was just disappointed.
Yeah, well, we're all disappointed, typically. But yeah, I thought the Xfinity race was pretty good. I had no problems with any of that. Again, Pocono gets a bad rep for reasons that, I don't know. It's been a snoozer in the past, but I've always kind of enjoyed it. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks from a fan's perspective. Like, going there live is not that great, but people were there this year. People showed up. So
campers, as far as you could see, like it was the '90s again, which was fucking crazy. But
I guess when you take away a date, only give them one a year.
Yeah. Have either of you guys been to Pocono before?
Yeah, I went to both races in '95. So.
Oh shit! That's you. What's up there, Mr. Winston Cup?
Long time ago. I will say we almost got the first one it didn't stay till the end. Terry Labonte won that. It was too hot. I was with my aunt and uncle who were fighting. Almost got in a drunk driving wreck on the way home because my uncle was pissed off and decided to pass a car going into a blind turn.
Fuck yeah.
That was cool.
Typical night in Pennsylvania, huh?
more or less.
The Ohio of the East.
What were they fighting about? Let's get into the family drama here.
I can't.
We didn't watch any racing, so we got to talk about something.
I can't remember at all. That couple sucks. I don't talk to those people anymore. But
do they listen to the show though?
I hope they're listening.
I fucking hope not. I can't imagine they do. I don't think they have any way of keeping tabs on my life. So. But if they do, fuck them. And then I got to see Dale Jarrett win in the 28 car, which was one of my two 28 car wins I got to see. So
that's pretty cool.
But yes. Yeah, either way, it was hot as shit. You can't see anything from the front stretch. It's tough. It's tough from a fan's perspective. I can see why people stop going there. And again, the 2000s, the end of the 2010s, the racing wasn't that great there. But it's been great this year, last year, both were excellent shows.
Yeah, the new car really puts on a decent enough show there. Maybe it's just everyone's angry by this time of the year and it's hot. I don't know what it is, but whatever's happening is really working for Pocono. So maybe I'll make the drive out. It's only 4 hours from me.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, it was a good race. I don't know where to start with the race itself because a lot of stuff happened. Obviously, there's the controversial finish, but we can save that to the end, I guess. Although I think we're all, I don't know. I don't think Ashley doesn't like either Denny or Kyle. I'm pretty indifferent on both of them.
Probably loved the shit out of that, didn't you?
I did. I honestly, I mean, I really didn't want to see Larson win.
Yeah, I noticed the text thread went awful quiet after that happened.
But I still have some issues with the way that it went down, regardless of how I feel about Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if people were more mad at the way Denny won it and kind of hip checking Larson out of the way, and I don't even know if it was an intentional thing. But here's the thing, like the way Denny Hamlin's talking out there in the media and on his show and everything.
Yeah, it's his behavior.
He sounds like the kind of guy who got fined for being honest at one point, and him being the only guy who really got fined besides Bubba like a couple years ago. So what do you expect this guy to do? He got a serious point penalty. We're going to the playoffs. He just got to win. What is he going to go out there and, flip the bird back at the fans and tell everybody to erect Kyle? Fuck no, he's not going to do that. He's going to take his 50. He's going to go have fucking prayer brunch or breakfast with Joe Gibbs on Monday morning, and they're going to go do whatever the fuck they do. Denny's going to go back to his ladies or whatever the fuck happens.
Some cringy-ass T-shirts.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't... It's not so much that he denied Wreck and Larson purposely, because I don't think he necessarily...
I don't either.
But he was like, there was no contact, and it's like he acted like he didn't know. He acted like he didn't know what he was doing, running him that way.
Which funny enough, that is a Kyle Larson move. That's something he does. He'll kind of pinch you up a little high and give you the option to back out or whatever. But Denny just either got loose or missed it or whatever the fuck, and just
he didn't get loose at all. His car went right through that turn. So.
Still not the most egregious wreck of the day. That's got to go to Austin Dillon, who just wrecked himself and
and had a little hissy fit and ruined a $5,000 helmet for no reason whatsoever. Just none.
There's got to be a little bit of leftover Tyler Reddick drama out of all that. But
clearly there's some underlying residual feelings there or something.
But you got fucking Kyle Busch. Shut the fuck up. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry your grandson's 30th in points, but
oh yeah.
You got
Is he actually that?
Let's talk about that.
30th,
yeah, he's in 30th in points right now. That is a certified fact. I've got it right in front of me.
Certified failure.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Yeah, the best thing he's done in the past 10 years is, I guess he's won a couple races. Well, he won that Daytona race where everyone wrecked because of the rain, and NASCAR stuck its head in its own ass on that
Reddick
one.
pushed him to the victory there.
Yeah, ironically.
Yeah.
But he lost one position to Harrison Burton in points, but that just makes it worse. That just makes it worse. There's really no way around that.
Well, hell, I think Harrison, didn't he get in the top 10, or he was running in the top 10?
Yeah, he got himself
at the
a little
end,
top 10 finish yesterday.
He did. Finally,
Sunday or whatever day.
He gained one position in the points over Austin Dillon. The only people having a worse year than Austin Dillon are his brother Ty, Chase Briscoe, and then Noah Gragson is sitting in 33rd in points right now, which,
Bless his heart.
Yeah, part of me feels like there could be a Rob Moroso moment for Noah if things don't turn around.
Wow.
That's pretty I know,
Christ.
I know that's pretty dark. But listen, he's
Beyond dark.
Yeah.
Well, this show just got canceled.
I know.
Who's gonna cancel it?
Yeah, was Noah gonna hear it?
Me. I'm canceling.
Show's over, folks.
Listen, I'm just saying he's acted pretty depressed lately talking about his racing
I'd be
season.
depressed
Wouldn't
too
you?
if I was finishing dead last every race.
It's like the shittiest Cup season in
after
history.
winning 9 races last season.
Well, what I'm saying is the same thing happened to Rob, and again, I don't want to get into the Gragson family history. But,
Google Rob Moroso out there, and you'll find some really cool Swisher Sweet T-shirts, which you can probably buy from Speedway screens once in a while, right?
I do have a license plate in stock right now if you want that.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, definitely.
Any of that.
Yeah, so I guess I could see that, but I hope that doesn't happen. And again, we'll let you guys Google that out there in Radio Land, and you can make your own decision on that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that. Oh, God. Anyways.
What race are we talking about?
Pocono. And,
Pocono.
We're talking about how much of a fucking dickhead Austin Dillon is.
Yes.
Also, Corey LaJoy earning himself yet a higher position on my shit list totem pole for just cleaning out Ryan Preece.
I didn't even see that wreck. I just saw the video of of him flipping out on him, which was great. But
it was excellent. Yeah,
I'm sure it was deserved because fuck Corey LaJoy. So.
Yeah, that guy sucks. I would like to read a tweet from another podcast up here, and again, I've talked about the Black Flag podcast before. I don't know these guys. I'm just a fan, but they're a big deal up here in New England, and I just want to share their opinion of Corey LaJoy on the show because I thought it was so funny. It did ruffle some feathers up here. A little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and read it.
Not our feathers.
Yeah, this was last week during Loudon. Corey LaJoy, adjective, a nice guy persona, but drives like a cunt. I've heard he's not a nice person. Still gets a good sloppy top by fans for his radio show. Bit of a woe is me. Drove the 9 car to a P82 finish. Won a mod race once and acted like he's been there before. Like, incredibly overrated. That sums it up, folks.
I love other people coming to my side of the Corey LaJoy hatred.
I've never really been a fan of him, and it all stems from watching him just completely suck ass in a modified at Thompson like 10 years ago. I was like, oh shit, Corey LaJoy, that's Randy's kid. And then he went out there and just embarrassed himself. Maybe it was just a bad day at the car or whatever, but it was bad enough to be like, ooh, he should be better than that. And then it's just kind of... here we are.
I know
from there.
He's done and said a lot of things. We know some behind the scenes stuff we can't talk about. He definitely said some racist things on his podcast before. Me personally, I hate him because he has he has Rowdy Burns' fire suit from Days of Thunder. That pisses me off. So fuck him for that.
Did he buy it from Speedway Screens? Doesn't sound like it.
Listen, if he bought it wouldn't be for fucking sale. I'll tell you that much.
Sure.
He has bought a shirt. He did buy a shirt of his father's from me one time.
That's cool.
But I don't care. Money's money.
That's where it's
I traded. Speaking of doing business with people you don't love, you'll love this, Ashley. Traded a Bill Elliott hat for a Dale Earnhardt shirt with a cop today. That was weird.
Huh.
There's some.
Cool.
Yeah, there's.
What, did you just do this at like Walmart or something?
It's like a traffic stop.
It was at the local thrift store. There's a guy that I've known for a while who collects vintage in my neighborhood, and it turns out in the last few years he became a cop. I don't see him that often, and he wanted to trade for some shit. But yeah, I did that today. So I've done business with people I don't love.
Did he let you hold his gun?
No, but he had a nice Glock sticker on the back of his Tacoma, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Anyways,
should ask
racing.
Him to hold his gun.
No. Listen, you're trying to get me
honk the horn.
Did he let you honk the horn?
Put the lights on.
Yeah. Turn the siren on.
I hate you guys.
Out in front of the old Goodwill.
Anyways, back to Pocono.
Anyway. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there were a lot of boos at the finish, but I don't think they were because of the. I don't even want to call the flag itself controversial because
it was the whole meal that had people pissed off.
Yeah.
I think probably maybe from the fans there, they couldn't tell what the hell is going on with Priest's car. And I, as a fan at home, totally understood what NASCAR was trying to do. They were trying to hold off that they were trying to let him run out. But until Priest, couldn't get his car refired, then they had to.
So they didn't have enough time to really throw the yellow before they threw the white. And NASCAR's rule, the white flag comes out, that settles it whenever the loop pops up. Whoever's leading at the white is the winner, essentially, or the race is official, rather. At the scoring loop, if the yellow comes out. And they didn't really have time to get everything in order for a green-white checker because Pocono's so fucking big. So they did what they did. It's fine. It was really annoying. And I think, but that coupled with the fact that Denny won based off wrecking Larson and cleaning his ass out pretty much, really didn't sit well. And it was really nice to see some boos rain down like that. I don't think I've heard a crowd that angry in many moons.
Not since Ty dumped Brandon Jones last year. I feel like that was the last time because the crowd was pissed when that happened.
Yeah, but this was like resounding.
That was pretty loud.
Yeah.
The last crowd I heard that loud was when I was at Martinsville and Hamlin went and threw a tantrum during Bowman's victory celebration.
Well, at this point, Denny has usurped Kyle Busch in the booze department. He's absorbed all the Busch booze now that Busch is a hero. And
he's got a bow tie on now, so he's okay. We all forgot about Ron Hornaday, remember?
It's true.
Though I didn't
Not
mention
all
this.
of us.
I didn't mention this on the show last week when we were talking about Loudon, but when he did exit the race and pull into the garage, there was a really resounding and loud but polite golf clap as he. You could hear the crowd, like I was like watching something in turn 2. I heard everybody just kind of like, yay! It's a very polite little like golf clap thing going on, and it was because Kyle was pulling into the garage, and I was like, oh, how about that? Everyone still hates him; they're just nicer about it. Fucking cheating Yoders. God damn it. But yeah, I don't know. As a Larson fan, that pissed me off pretty good, but you know, I just want to see Kyle actually do something about it. I'm a little nervous that there's going to be a penalty incoming for his little kind of keeping it equal. I thought the street justice was good on the front stretch. That's what I'd like to see, but I know that NASCAR is probably not cool with that. So I don't know. But Kyle's got to learn to fight. I think he's got to like take some of that some of that money he wins in his own fucking sprint car series and, you know, take some like Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes or something and start whooping ass, cuz
get a black belt.
Yeah,
I don't think a fight between Denny and Kyle would be very good. It'd be really funny in how embarrassingly bad it would be, I think.
I agree, because Kyle's like 3 feet tall and Denny's just an awkward lump, and then the two of them just kind of rolling around on the ground, you know. I don't even care if Kyle gets his ass whooped. I just want him to do something.
Yeah.
None of this, well, he's not a very nice guy kind of thing, you know.
They're at Richmond this weekend, you know. There's been some retaliation at Richmond over the years.
I want to see a little more Ryan Preece out of him. Just 6 foot, sticking his head in Corey LaJoie's little hole there and just fucking calling him every name in the book.
I really wish LaJoie had already been out of the car, because I feel like those guys are kind of evenly.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Ryan Preece. He's kind of a big dude.
Well, no, he's got like the weight bulk, but LaJoie's like a real tall, lanky.
Yeah. I bet you Priest would have
entertained me at least.
Ripped that fucking mullet right off of his little skull, but we didn't get it. We didn't get that. But maybe next weekend at Richmond, who knows?
Because, you know, Priest is kind of on a roll with getting in arguments after races.
Only a matter of time before he gets actions detrimental out for a couple weeks for taking a swing on somebody. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this. He doesn't fight a ton up here in the modifieds. You don't really see a whole lot of that up in New England. You know, he's an aggressive guy and he's not going to back down, but like, I don't remember any particularly major fights in the past few years. So this is, I wouldn't say it's uncharacteristic, but
he's on a cold streak right now, though. If you want to include the last 2 weeks in Cup, not to mention SRX, which was actually we didn't. You know, we barely talked about it last week. I actually watched it this past week, and it was pretty good.
Better than the other race, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But Priest, he was my money bet for a while until everybody's brakes started shitting the bed, and then he just fell out of the race. Yeah. So he's on a real cold streak right now. So I feel like maybe that has something to do with
Tony Kanaan tried to send himself all the way back to where the fuck Brazil by launching over the wall there. That was ugly, man. Ryan Newman, really good in an SRX car, though. It's the one thing going good for him right now.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the Pocono wrap-up.
We're not going to mention Logano's meltdown.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
the track
so good. That might have to be the intro to the show, is just the entirety of that clip.
That's the whole thing.
Shades of Richard Petty in Atlanta, 92 right there. Get the fucking fire extinguisher!
I've never heard Logano ever say a cuss word.
It was like Jimmy Spencer was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Under the sun.
Did you hear his dumbass shit about wanting NASCAR to like bring extra tires out for people who were stuck up there?
I mean,
no.
No, I'm not saying. Listen,
no,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. Listen, I feel like something has to be
done.
Want
to change their fucking oil for free up there too?
Listen, they
could in the time it takes for them to tow it back.
Seriously.
It takes so fucking long to tow those cars back, and they do it in a way where everything just gets all fucked up on the car. Like they got to figure something out because it lengthens the cautions. It fucks the cars up. The fact that the cars can't get back to pit row with a flat tire, I don't know. It's all problems that need to be solved. I don't know if
I don't
you can
think
solve
the answer is dragging your local fucking Jiffy Lube out there to get the job done for you, though. Or Mavis Tire Centers, I suppose.
I wouldn't trust those track workers to do it.
Yeah, I guess the first thought in my head when he mentioned that was like each team having their own little cart that I guess and goes out and does it themselves, but like I don't know if NASCAR would allow that either, so I don't know.
No, that's some goofball shit. But I think that maybe that hair is giving him a little bit of extra confidence, to go out there and yell at these motherfuckers. Do you think old Joey would have done that? I don't know. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know what else.
I don't know.
Do we have any DARFs of the week this week, Rob?
Well, I hate to say this, but it's got to be, I don't have a particular one, but it's anybody who is really defending Denny Hamlin and saying that he didn't touch Larson. And there's a lot of people out there that's like, he didn't. You can look at it. And it's like, there's literal video fucking evidence of this happening. And I got to say, DARF is probably too strong of a word. It's just like, surrender your fandom just a little bit, understand shit happens. Look, I'm a Kyle Larson fan. I've had to eat a lot of crow over the years for random reasons that we don't have to talk about on the show, even though we talk about it every week. He said the N-word that one time and lost his job. I had to hear about that for fucking years, and I'm still hearing about it. Denny can at least admit that he... Exactly. Denny can at least admit that, I got to him in a little bit. We touched him. And also, like saying there's no paint on the side of the door. I'm kind of going on a rant now, so I apologize. But
there's no paint. There's no paint on the doors anymore.
Well, there's no paint first off, but like there's no scratches or anything. If you actually have seen Ross Chastain's car from Martinsville, where he just like buried it in the fence, there's really not any scratches on the side of that car either. Like there's a little bit of rub around the wheel wells and on the lug nut. Well, other than that, it's pretty damn clean. These cars have a lot of clearance off the fence, so you don't really see that sort of thing anymore, so that doesn't fly. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Those are my DARFs of the week. I'm not really mad at you. I'm just disappointed. That's all.
Yeah, but how many people are actually defending Denny Hamlin? Because I don't think I really saw hardly anyone.
I saw a few on the internet.
It's it's the diehard Hamlin fans.
But that's fandom. It's okay. You know, it is what it is. But I don't have anybody who really pissed me off this week. So,
do we want to talk about? I don't know if he's necessarily a DARF, but he's a darling to some people on the internet. The infamous RJ got on TV.
He met Chase Elliott, folks.
Met Chase Elliott.
God bless.
How did y'all not send me this? What?
You didn't see that?
No.
So RJ is for you guys. Those of you who don't know,
the soda guy.
He is the soda guy.
Okay.
He's sort of like a TikTok legend, and a sort of anti-hero, I guess, is a nice way to put it. He pours soda on himself when people win. I don't know. He's a giant Chase Elliott fan. People kind of give him a hard time, but it's kind of unfair, to be honest with you. And if you Google him, you'll understand why. But like, he actually got to meet Chase, and God, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that, and just to see that. But,
he met a lot of people in the old group. There's lots of different photos. People have been documenting everyone he's met this weekend. He met a lot of people. I don't know how he got those passes, but he met a lot of people in there.
He's an influential media member now. He's higher on the fucking list than we are, buddy. So maybe you, Brien, maybe you ought to start dumping Coca-Cola on yourself. Anytime Ross Chastain wins.
Well, now it'll be beer next year. Watermelon. I'll smash watermelons over my head.
They gotta make watermelon beer for that guy.
Of course they do. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Although some of the watermelon beer I've had hasn't been that great. It's a little too sweet, but the Busch Light fruity beers are all pretty decent. So I have faith in them.
I don't know. I think you got to get a different stick than that, because dumping beer on yourself at a race is pretty common amongst everyone. But dumping sticky ass soda.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
Well, RJ does it. He seems to do it in his shower, which is a whole nother story.
Smart.
But
I'm sure he did it outside the shower one time, and his mom yelled at him.
100%. Yeah. I'm sure he also whooped and hollered one time, and his mom yelled at him, so he's not allowed to do that anymore either. But shout out to RJ. I know you're not listening to this, but I'm on Team RJ, so
we're very happy for you.
Glad you got to meet your hero, and it was hopefully a good experience.
Well, that now that we're done talking about the fans, like I said, Ashley, big Bill Elliott fan, had a birthday this week, and my birthday present to her was the video of the week. Now, let me pull this up real quick, because when I was searching for Bill Elliott videos, this one in particular kind of caught my eye, and the title really had nothing to do with the actual... Very clickbaity, which I don't know how you do clickbait for a video from 1994, especially this one. But basically, I found a video titled "Nobody Liked Bill Elliott." It just titled NASCAR History, and the actual video itself was about a 30-minute little documentary called 6,000 Minutes to Green, which I calculated out is 4.16 days to green. I don't know if that was actually accurate as to how many days they documented here, but it was somewhat of a clever title, I guess.
Why
you want to call it.
6,000?
I don't know. Listen, I'm guessing because... I don't know. I think the first thing they documented was like qualifying day, so I guess that makes sense. Although that would have been like a fucking full week in 1994 before the actual race day.
That's
so
a fact.
the video title doesn't even make fucking sense. Anyways, so this is, again, a little 30-minute mini documentary, and it took me a minute to figure out what year this was from. I first thought it was 1993 because you've got Mike Beam as the crew chief of the Junior Johnson number 11, which he took over that role after the 92 season. But later on, when they actually showed race footage, I noticed Terry Labonte's Kellogg's car, which means this was from 94.
That's how I finally figured it out, too.
Yeah. But it's really just kind of a half-hour mini documentary about the team prepping for the 94 Daytona 500, which was Bill's last in the 11 car. He would go on to start his own team the next year, and also this was, I guess, Junior Johnson's second to last 500, because next year he sold the team to Brett Bodine. So this is this got kind of a weird, ominous vibe to it, I think, knowing what's to come.
Definitely sort of the waning moments of the Junior Johnson team. Definitely not as fast as they had been in years past either. So the writing was sort of definitely on the wall at that point.
Yep. So it kind of talks to different team members. A lot of guys I've never heard of, like I said, other than Mike Beam.
Are you going to tell them that it's boring?
I'm waiting for you to tell us how much you hated it.
Are you going to say that for the end?
I'm trying to go through my notes here as to all of what happened. But I mean, it's a lot of little mini interviews with people that
that's literally all
never
it
heard
is.
of. And I had to really search for things to be entertained by in these clips. Like the first guy they talked to, Ronnie Doss, he's like a fuel mileage specialist, and he documents. He's talking about what they're doing at track, checking in. I'm just looking at the T-shirts that are dangling behind him and noticing, like, oh, I've seen that one before. Like, this is the shit I'm looking for. A lot of stuff, if you're a fan who's only really come along in the last handful of years, a lot of what happens in the race prep will be completely foreign to you. Like, they talk about how they have a qualifying specific motor. NASCAR hasn't done that in I don't know how many years.
A long time. It wasn't long after this that they got rid of that, I believe.
Yeah. Every single team member seems to do like 3 or 4 different jobs, both like on the car itself and on pit row, which nowadays, like, that doesn't happen at all. You either work in the garage or you're like a former athlete or special forces member who now changes tires.
Seriously. Right on the cusp of NASCAR teams becoming huge organizations. Like, Rick Hendrick was around, but it wasn't what it is now, where there's hundreds of people in a campus. I don't think the word campus had anything to do with NASCAR at this point, but
no, probably
definitely
not.
Like sort of the last dying breath of the old school way of running a race team.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm even looking at my notes here. My notes kind of bore me.
Man,
none of these guys. Like, nobody seems to be really excited to be filming this. I don't know what this is for. I don't know where it came out. Like, it definitely was not edited for TV. In the 80s and 90s specifically, VHS tapes were a big thing. Special interest VHS tapes were huge. So I'm assuming this was just released as a VHS tape. My Googling was not able to find any evidence of that, but just the way it was edited and whatnot makes it seem to be that way.
Yeah. Now, Truelove, let me ask you this as a big-time Elliott family fan and growing up a Bill Elliott fan. Have you seen this before?
I have not seen this specific video before, no.
Damn.
But, I mean, unlike Brien, I loved it. I mean, it was boring and like a
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, what did you love about it then?
Well, I love Southern accents so much, and there's such a like wide variety of them on display in this video. And like living in the South, like I spend a lot of time around like elderly Southern men, and it was just like such a great, I don't know, they just captured that so well.
Well,
just old white Southern men who like to just ramble about nothing. Every single one of those interviews was just them rambling about nothing,
trying to
but
find
in the
something
best
to talk
accents. Yeah.
My favorite was Shorty Edwards, who basically he talks about getting into racing just because he was Bobby Isaac's neighbor, and his voice was my favorite. He had this weird, like, not high pitch, but it was a very like, I don't know how to describe it. You're the Southerner, but like, what do you think his voice sounded like?
I don't know. I mean, for me, Bill Elliott is my all-time favorite, like, Southern accent. I could listen to that man talk all day. He could narrate every single thing in my life. I would be so fucking happy. But I don't know how to describe Shorty's accent.
I had an uncle who spoke like that, actually.
Yeah, everyone in this video looks like your uncles.
Yeah. Your pawpaw, your uncle, whoever the hell. Yeah. They aren't actually your uncle, but you call them uncle, you know.
Yeah. Just real laid back, slow talking about absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I gotta say I enjoyed it too, and I'll agree it is very fucking boring, but I just love any type of archival footage from the Winston Cup era, particularly this era when this is when I got into the sport, 92, 93, 94. It's cool to get another glimpse at it. And I think I've said this on a previous show. You just don't see a lot of the sort of behind the scenes stuff. And the more of that I can get, the better. So,
yeah, I mean, listen, if this was about Yates, I'm sure I would have been enthralled by it, even if literally all you did was just switch out the car and make all the other footage the same. So I guess I can't say a whole lot. But, you know, there were still little things here and there that I found that were interesting tidbits that, you know, probably not for the right reasons, but what
strap
else?
in, folks.
So this is a weird note.
No idea what's going to come out of Brian's mouth today.
This is a weird note that I only kind of even thought about yesterday. I'd fallen asleep on the couch watching YouTube, as I tend to do, and the 85 Daytona 500 came on, and as I woke up, it was just ending, and like the Victory Lane interview with Bill was very like short and like not very energetic, and then I didn't realize he had a first wife. And his second wife is in this video, who's
Chase's mom. Yeah.
Chase's mom. But the first wife, she's like not even excited that he won the 85 500, and she's like, I will go home and take a nap. And she's just like, every inch of her from head to toe is covered in cloth, and this is like Daytona in February, and it's just like, Bill in this video, he clearly upgraded models to the new wife. Which,
there's something about that, yes. So his second wife, Cindy, is much younger than Bill, and who's also Chase's mom. But in the 90s, my mom fucking hated Bill Elliott for the sole reason that he ditched his first wife for this younger woman. Now she feels much differently because without Cindy, there wouldn't be a Chase, and Chase is her favorite driver. But yeah, back in the 90s, she hated Bill for that one reason.
Probably still does deep down.
Deep down.
Oh, it's so good.
What else do we have here? So speaking of families and wives and kids and whatnot, there's a quote from Mike Beam that it takes a special wife and children to be a race family. Basically, he explains that his daughter's 10th birthday was on Valentine's Day, which was like a day or two prior, and he's, in 10 birthdays, he's only been there for like 4 or 5 of them. I just thought that was an interesting way to word that. Takes a special wife and children. Junior Johnson also weighs in on families on the road, and he's not a fan. He's like, he makes the excuse that the families tend to not like it, but let me think how to word this. Tim Brewer was on the Steam Vault podcast a couple years ago, and he talks about the end of his time with Junior Johnson, and one of the things that ended that time was they got in a fight on a plane ride home, where Junior apparently, and this is Tim Brewer's words, not mine, Junior had a plane full of whores, and and Tim was not a fan of that, and they got in an argument about it. So to hear Junior Johnson, so to hear Junior Johnson say, not a fan of families on the road, kind of has different meaning to it when I hear him say that now.
As harsh as mellow, man.
Was it like the Budweiser girls or something?
I don't know. I know that was around the time that I think he and Flossie got divorced, though. So
maybe Dillon Hamlin driving the 11 is a little bit serendipitous, is it not?
Hey, listen, I feel like
he did say he picked that number because of Bill Elliott. So.
There you go. Yeah.
I feel like there have been many generational scooters over the years throughout the NASCAR scene, if you know what I mean. So, another Junior quote, which was, I guess, poignant. They were talking about the fans, and now none of this would be possible. The fans said, whenever we snub our nose at the fans, we're done. I don't know. I just thought anytime I hear teams and guys who've been in the sport a long time mention that stuff, it's just good to hear. They get to the race itself, and this line, I just had to stop and rewind it immediately. They talk about the first pit stop. The first pit stop, tires, gas, and emotional discharge. What the fuck does that mean?
Sounds like a side effect.
Yeah, ugh.
I was like, what? Is someone weeping?
I don't know. Maybe they're just relieved to get the race started. I don't know. I don't know what the narrator was what point he was trying to make with that statement, but just weird.
Yeah.
And then really, the team itself, they have some interviews after the race. Bill finished 9th in this race, which some guys are happy with. I don't think Mike Beam was extremely excited about, but, looking back at this team's history, it was the best finish that Bill got in this car. The 2 years prior, he was at the tail end of the field. I don't know if it was wrecks or blown motors or what, but this was the only top 10 or even finish outside the top 30 that he had in that car. The quote from Beam was, "I knew we weren't going to run that well." So that's interesting. But they were all looking forward to Rockingham, where Bill ended up finishing 39th. So,
hell yeah.
That was the video. It was like I said, I don't know what I was expecting going into that. But
folks, if you're a fan of Southern accents, this is the video for you.
Video for you, yeah.
Nice, breezy, energetic watch.
Maybe you've had a hard time falling asleep, and you just need something to lull you off into the fairyland there, and this is a good one to do. So it is cool though, and I agree that the accents really make the video. And again, like I said, any old Winston Cup footage, I'm down for.
Yeah. Maybe I'll find some Yates stuff at some point, or I don't know. I'm constantly on the hunt for old documentaries, but I'm the YouTube algorithm sucks as far as searching for stuff, so I have to get on my laptop and.
Have we talked about this before? How tough it is now that there's so many YouTubers out there, and it sort of blocks out a lot of the good content you'd want to see. I think we have mentioned that. Yeah.
I've been told though that on a computer or even on TV, the app on your phone, it's the worst as far as search results, but I'm gonna spend some more time on a computer and see what else I can dig up. But I'm sure I'll have something else interesting next week. I almost picked a monster truck race from Richmond, but I would be jumping ahead of my monster truck history timeline, and I can't do that. So that'll just have to wait till maybe next year, because there's been a few different. Wow. Yeah, well, I would hope we'll still be doing this podcast next year.
It's almost August.
It is. Shit, we've gone through most of the season.
Well, yeah, we are playoff bound.
Yeah.
As far as NASCAR is concerned.
And we're in Richmond. Rob, don't you usually go to Richmond, or you're not doing that this year?
I go to Richmond a lot. I don't really get to the race as much as I'd like to. I have gone before, but I don't know, man. Something about going in the middle of the fucking summer during the day just does not.
I thought it was a night race.
No, not anymore. They got rid of the night races. They're all day races, and I've done it both ways. It is what it is, but like, fuck, man, like I do it at Loudon.
95 degrees there.
Yeah, brutal. I don't need to do it twice. I think the racing will be good. I'm looking forward to it. I think I thought the show at Loudon was pretty good, and the racing it's not a 1-for-1 translation between there and Richmond, but it's similar enough. And
come on, the spring was not that good of a race.
That was okay.
To be honest.
But, NASCAR's on a bit of a roll right now. There's been a series of good races. And, I'd be just as, I kind of expect it to be a dud as much as I expect it to be a good one, I don't really know.
I'm looking at the weather right now, and there could be it looks like there's a good chance of rain, of course, but it could break from high 90s to low 80s between Saturday and Sunday. So maybe that'll change things.
That's that good shit right there.
Better.
Hey, when are you driving a dirt late model or a modified, Brian?
The August 11th, so a couple weeks, nice. Which we'll get into that obviously once it happens. We might have my one of my best friends is doing it with me actually, and
nice.
I feel like phrasing on that. Sorry, but he's actually entering with me and doing it. So I might have him come on because I feel like we're gonna have a lot to say about this whole experience. We already have money down on who's gonna get the fastest lap. So I think it'll be an interesting thing to talk about because I'm like researching. I've been watching old track footage, trying to look at lines and see how people run shit. So I am, even though the car will probably like be 20 seconds off what a normal lap time is, I'm still gonna try to get the most I can.
It's all about beating your buddy. That's what it's all about. So
I already told him that if he beats me as someone who couldn't give a shit about racing, I'm just gonna drive off a bridge, leaving the track. So that's what I have up against.
Y'all got to come up with a good wager.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We haven't put a dollar amount down yet, but I told him we got to bet something on it. So we'll see.
Well, if you guys play your cards right, there's a lot of fucking open seats in sprint car racing right now. I don't know if you guys have been following that. It seems like you just race with whoever you want right now. Lance DeWeese is out.
Hey, listen, if I hit the lottery, one of the first things I'd be doing would be searching out rides to pay for to go hop in, so.
Yeah. Go C-main it somewhere. That sounds fun.
Yeah. We'll see. My plan is to impress whoever's running the school that day that somebody puts me in a car because I'm going to the race the next night.
Some fucking Ace Moneymaker shit right there.
It's like the Rudy movie version, dirt racing.
Or what's that? What's that movie Rockstar? It's like based on the Judas Priest guy. He was like up front and then fucking Ripper Owens. No, it's about Ripper Owens. That's who it is. Yeah. I can't remember. Google that movie. It's fucking stupid, but it actually happened. So that's going to be Brian.
We'll see. I can only hope.
He's going to be too big to be on this podcast anymore.
Yeah, he's going to be running a cylinder down at the World Finals before you know it.
Don't worry. Once I get popular, somebody will go back and listen to this episode and hear all the things I said, and it'll be all over.
You'll be canceled. Yeah.
Exactly. You'll fit right in the fucking modified world, so it's all good.
Well, I mean, none of us are going to any races this week, I don't think. So
I might be going to Thompson on Wednesday, maybe. Yeah, there's a midweek show. I got the calendar mixed up. I thought the NASCAR modified race was this Wednesday at Thompson, but it turns out it's just a SK Mod feature and an open modified show. So it'll be pretty mellow. But I got family in town. I might try and take them down there on Wednesday night. So tonight, if you're listening to this, so if you come down to Thompson, find me. We'll have a beer.
I've also got family in town this weekend, but I guarantee I will not be able to get them to go to Attica or anything. So just have to wait till next week for Michigan.
Yeah, lots of good racing though. If you're listening to this tonight and you've got that Flow Racing subscription, the High Limit Sprint Car Series at Grandview, of course that's Kyle Larson's deal where he comes in and puts up $125,000 and then takes it back for himself. That's always fun. All-Stars are ripping too. It's Indiana Sprint Week as well. They're at Terre Haute tonight, all over the place. Where the fuck else is there racing happening? There's all sorts of shit going down. NASCAR mods at White Mountain this weekend. That'll be cool. That's a nice little fucking bull ring up in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And then NASCAR.
Anything in your neck of the woods, Ashley, or no?
I don't think so. I'm trying to go meet Linda Vaughn this weekend, but
what?
Ooh.
Talk about that.
Well, she's doing an appearance at a car show, but it's like 2 hours away, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the logistics. So
that seems worth it.
Yeah.
It seems worth it.
Yeah. But no racing for me. It's too fucking hot. Have y'all been to Georgia in July?
No, it's too hot.
I just have. I just
look at that shit, bro. Come on. Oh, man.
Elderly. I'm a year more elderly now. It's too much.
Yeah. Every day we get a little closer to the light, and hopefully. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But
I think it's time to end the show.
Yeah. That's
not much time left now, is there?
Yeah.
Well,
so
let's close on a positive note. Austin Dillon is still in 30th in the Cup points. He hasn't moved since we talked about it 15 minutes ago, so everyone can rest assured that he's still sucking ass down there.
Maybe he'll be in 31st after this weekend.
Yeah, him and Noah can go out and commiserate over a plate of fucking boneless wings or something.
Well, folks, that is our weekly trip to Applebee's. Just a real fun, jovial episode this has been.
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
We are our own focus group, folks.
As always, you can follow us Meet Me at Applebee's on Instagram and Meet Me at DeBees on Twitter. I will never call it any other name but Twitter. Speedway screens on all the things. SpeedwayTSJ.etsy.com. That's the plugs. Ashley's not even going to want to give her plug, but here it is.
No. Oh. You were giving me an out.
Did you come up with a new name yet?
I didn't change it. I forgot to do that.
Forgot. Are you gonna announce it on the show before it happens, or are you just gonna like surprise everybody?
I don't know. It'll probably just be fucking strangers from the internet calling me Snake Mountain for the rest of my goddamn life.
Oh yeah, just change it to Ashley with an EIGH. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. No more ideas from you.
And I guess I'll tell people about my life now.
Yeah.
Rob Motes _unofficial all over the internet. My band is called These Wild Plains. We actually have an announcement. We're going to be playing with the American Aquarium on the 25th of September in Providence. So that's a Monday night. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
We're not playing hardly any shows in New England. In fact, that's the only show in New England. So if you happen to be in the Providence area, you want to come see what's up, we'll be at what the fuck is that place called? Not Askew. It's at Alchemy in Providence. Again, that's September 25th, and American Aquarium rips. So it'll be fun to share a stage with them. So.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, folks, I guess until next week, thank you again for joining us at Applebee's. And, I don't know. I screwed that up, too. So, goodbye. Get out.
Jesus.